Now at 6, a Portland firefighter arrested in a child luring investigation just weeks after another firefighter was arrested on similar charges. Thomas Schultz will have the latest on the investigation coming up in our top story. Plus, a high-speed police chase ending in a crash, all caught on camera. What we're learning about the driver coming up at 6:30. And remember the joy of coloring pages at dinner? Well, adults are bringing back that same feeling with a twist. Coming up at 6:14, we'll have a look at why some adults are turning to an old pastime once again. Sunrise at 6 starts right now. Good morning and thank you for joining us on your Thursday morning. I'm Matthew Herchick. Glad to have you with us. China Green has the morning off, but Rod Hill and Chris McGinnis are keeping an eye on the weather and traffic. How are things looking out there in Salem, Rod?
Good morning. A nice quiet start once again, and we are looking at our state capitol. You see the low cloud deck. So yes, from the Here We Go Again department, marine push seems to be pretty solid. Coast and valley with the low cloud cover. 54 degrees in Salem right now. Here's the way it looks over downtown Portland from our Rose City camera. Light northwest wind, and we are at 52. So to the bus stop we go. Generally around 50 out the door. Sun is now up, by the way. 5:49 sun up time. I think we're still cloudy at lunchtime, mid 50s, and then we'll see if we get developing sunshine or not. I have us about 66. When the kids get out of school around 3 p.m. this afternoon. Here's Chris.
All right, Rod, thank you for that. The freeway drive locally still in pretty good shape, but we have a couple of traffic alerts to pass along. I'm going to start off in Cowlitz County. WashDOT reporting a crash and vehicle fire in northern Cowlitz County on southbound I-5 near milepost 57. Right now, the road is closed, and there's a substantial backup right now on I-5 southbound back into Lewis County, trying to get around that crash and vehicle fire scene. Again, that's near milepost 57. I'm working to get more details on that. I'll bring them to you just as soon as I have them. Meanwhile, in Salem, we are now into the 6 o'clock hour, which means this closure is active, a 48-hour closure of the Commercial Street on-ramp to I-5 South so that ODOT can do some final paving near that ramp. The detour, the traffic solution then, will be Kubler or Delaney Road. You can use those on-ramps to access I-5 South. Matthew, back to you.
Chris, thank you. A Portland firefighter is now in jail after allegedly sending sexually explicit pictures to a child. He's the second Portland firefighter arrested for sex crimes against children in just the last few weeks. Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz is in studio this morning. So Thomas, what more do we know here?
Well, Matthew, Portland police arrested 59-year-old Lieutenant Vincent Alvarez on Wednesday on charges of luring a minor and first-degree misconduct. Police say the Portland Fire and Rescue lieutenant sent sexually explicit messages and photos to a child. The investigation began last March when the Deschutes County Sheriff's Office began looking into reports from the minor who told authorities a man messaged her and sent inappropriate photos. Police say some messages go all the way back to October of 2024. Detectives found some messages were sent from a Northeast Portland fire station and connected them to Alvarez. A spokesperson for the Fire Bureau says they'll immediately place Alvarez on paid administrative leave and monitor the situation to determine if unpaid leave and an investigation is warranted. The president of the Portland Firefighters Union released a statement which says, in part, quote, "As a father and a longtime firefighter in our community, I find the alleged conduct described in this case is deeply troubling and has no place in our profession or our union." He adds the union is still legally obligated to ensure Lieutenant Alvarez receives due process. This case comes 2 weeks after Portland police arrested another Portland firefighter. 43-year-old Andrew Ligatich pleaded not guilty to charges of encouraging child sexual abuse. Police say the cases are unrelated. Matthew.
All right, Thomas, thank you very much. In an update, the armed man police say was caught on camera breaking into a Southeast Portland home to steal Christmas gifts last Thanksgiving, has been sentenced to over a decade in prison. Authorities also say Alan Easley broke into a Midas location that same day, entering the building from a skylight before stealing a vehicle by crashing it through the garage door. At his sentencing, Easley apologized to the family after the mother told the court her children had been traumatized.
I didn't mean to do that to you kids. That was not my intention. I let my drugs get the best of me. I'm sorry.
Easley was also ordered to reimburse his victims. An Oregon nonprofit is suing Oregon State Police, accusing the agency of sharing personal data with federal immigration agents and violating the state's sanctuary laws. The group Rural Organizing Project claims that between February 2025 and 2026, federal authorities accessed Oregon driver's license and vehicle registration data 1.4 million times through a national law enforcement database. That's a system that allows different jurisdictions to share data. Now, OSP says it has not violated state sanctuary laws, but would not comment further. OHSU researchers are getting a major boost. The Knight Cancer Institute just received a multi-million-dollar grant to research how cancer spreads. They're also going to explore a different way to test treatments using what they call organs on a chip. Sunrise reporter Corey Johnson joining us live from OHSU with a breakdown of what this all actually means. Corey.
Yeah, good morning, Matthew. That's right. Researchers are building tiny models of the human body on a chip so they can watch how cancer grows and spreads in real time. Now, it sounds pretty complicated, but it's actually a very simple idea. Now, the organs on a chip are small devices about the size of a USB drive filled with real human cells that basically recreate the patient. The chips are built to act like parts of our body, including bones, blood vessels, and even lungs, and they give a snapshot into what's going on inside the body. That lets researchers watch how cancer grows and spreads in real time, something a traditional lab and animal models can't fully show. Now, with more than $9 million, doctors at OHSU can better explore how to help cancer patients with treatments that are very specific to them.
And before we do that, there's a lot of vetting to be done. But we're actually, fairly close. There's a lot of these technologies that technically could be deployed to the clinic already. But now we're in the process of ensuring that everything, the logistics of it is enabled correctly, that the regulatory questions, FDA questions, and so on are also clarified.
Now, researchers also tell me that testing on these organs on a chip could actually lead to faster, more accurate answers. Matthew?
Corey Johnson reporting live this morning. Corey, thank you very much. The Portland Water Bureau is activating its groundwater system after discovering a leak in one of the supply lines that carries water from the Bull Run watershed to Portland. Officials say the Columbia South Shore well field will supplement the Bull Run supply while crews safely take the damaged water main offline for repairs. The Water Bureau says no action is needed from the public and the community's drinking water remains safe. Well, we are taking a live look outside courtesy of our Seaside Sky Cam. You can see some clouds and kind of a gray start to the morning out there. Looks chilly along the coast, Rod.
Now, it's not always chilly when it's cloudy.
I know, but it just looks like it.
But I understand why you say that. Cloudy skies, the beach, a lot of areas. If you don't get sun, you'll be in the 50s today. If you get a little bit of sun, you'll pop up to maybe 60 or 62 at some point this afternoon. There are some breaks in the cloud cover as you head east through the gorge this morning. Really pretty shot. This is Elk Ridge Golf Course in Carson on the Washington side. By the time you get a little bit more to the east into Hood River, White Salmon, and the Dalles, west-northwest winds have been blowing between 20 and 30 miles per hour this morning, and those winds expected to continue to be breezy today, but all dry, and you'll see increasing sun as you head off to the east throughout the gorge as well. Back to the cloud cover. We saw it in Seaside. Here it is from the Reserve Golf Course in Aloha from the Explorer Tualatin Valley camera. 51 degrees the temperature. And here are the clouds over the Columbia from the Vancouver, the Springs at the waterfront. Light north wind, 52. So very similar start to what we've been seeing the last couple of mornings. Cloudy start out the door, not much wind. Temperatures generally in the low 50s this morning. Tiger and Wilsonville at 53. There's 54 in Salem, and here's some mid-50s showing up. Canby and then Albany is at 54. Our weather map, another day with beautiful sunshine. Central and eastern areas, and especially in Central Oregon, Madras and Bend, you'll be running up close to 80 this afternoon. But then we have the cloud cover that I think at least into the Portland area in the North Valley will still be here at noon, and then we'll see if we break out of the clouds. We will need some afternoon sun at some point. to get up to 70. Yesterday it was 67, and it was only in the mid-60s the day before. So we'll see if we can get some sun developing today and pop up to 70. Tomorrow, partly sunny-ish, if you will, 68. Saturday, though, we develop a lot of sun, 78 degrees. There's Mother's Day. I think we could have morning clouds and afternoon sun. If so, that'll take us back down to about 70. After that, we have a run of some east winds that will be enough to give us sunny skies and temps up to about 80 starting on Monday.